What's up, everyone? Welcome to this IGN Roundtable on game delays. I realize this is not an actual roundtable, but bear with us. We're doing the best we can. I've got Greg Miller here from the PlayStation team.
Thank you, Mike Thompson.
Dave Playman from Insider here.
What's up?
We're going to see if we can sort out this whole game delay business here. Now, every year, there's always a couple titles, a couple high-profile, hotly anticipated titles that slip into the next year, and everyone's disappointed, and tables are flipped. But this year, it seems like there's a lot more than normal. What do we think? What's the cause? What's going on? Should we be alarmed?
Everyone's afraid.
Yeah, everyone's afraid.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is Sony's year. They're clearly going to take it all with Uncharted 2, so everybody's terrified. They're getting their games out of the way.
it's funny that we kind of forget to mention Uncharted 2 sometimes. At least I do.
Yeah.
But we also mention that they're afraid of Call of Duty and Halo. But also Uncharted 2. I mean, that's a big title. So major titles coming out. They're afraid. And let's face it, the economy's not so great right now. So they think maybe next year will be better. Maybe they'll have a better chance of selling some games.
Space it out.
Space it out.
So what are some of these games that have been delayed? Obviously, there's BioShock 2.
My personal favorite, Red Steel 2. I couldn't even get through it with a straight face. I couldn't even do it, Wii owners. I'm sorry.
Well, Red Steel 2 is delayed.
But a big game.
I'm a card.
It's a big game for the Wii.
Big game for the Wii.
Splinter Cell Conviction.
Splinter Cell Conviction, which is kind of surprising, but that's been delayed, I think, 40 or 50 times at this point.
Yeah, completely redone. Made from scratch.
Yeah, at this point, we expect
Redelayed.
Singularity. Bayonetta.
Yes,
Bayonetta.
Yeah, which kind of goes to my point, which, when I'm thinking about all these delays, I'm thinking about the mid-tier publishers just getting squashed. They are not going up against the big guys.
Yeah.
And their games like Bayonetta, which, hey, it could be cool, but, it's a new property. We're not so sure yet.
Her hair or her clothes?
Her hair is her clothes, and when she uses power, her hair disappears, and her clothes disappear.
They had me at that first feature bullet point. I was there.
But, it's all the games that you'd be kind of iffy about. Are these going to be big or not? And they're all getting out of the way. And meanwhile, things like Battlefield downloadable content is huge. So now you think they're getting out of the way, but getting out of the way until what? Until Halo and Call of Duty downloadable content pushes them again? I don't know.
So now all these games have been pushed to early 2010.
Right.
Usually we have this big glut of games during the holiday season. Now are we just going to have a huge glut of games that nobody has time to play in early 2010?
I don't know. It seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the main concern, too. And I find it interesting when you talk about these big games getting pushed or whatever, or pushing out the little guy. Do you find it interesting that BioShock 2 is getting pushed? It's one of those things. Well, I mean, like when you figure BioShock 1 was such a critical success, everybody loved it, and then 2 came out, and it seemed like the response has been very lukewarm. A lot of people you talk to.
It's a new developer.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it, I think.
Well, I think it's interesting that in the past that a lot of delays had to do with, we're going to give it more time, we're going to do the polish, but everything we've heard about BioShock now is that it doesn't need the polish. It's polished. Yeah. It's just, no, we're moving it forward. Forget it. We're not even going to try to go up against these guys. And so now we have this vacuum like we've had in the past. I mean, the games are done. Usually games weren't done, but now they're done. But we have this vacuum like we had in the past in the summer. And it's like we're back to maybe, 4 years ago when it'd be August and there'd be absolutely nothing to do. And you'd be like, why don't you release some games? Yeah. But now everybody's so scared of the economic climate, they've left a vacuum here, and now they're all going to pile up in the spring.
But we still have a lot to play this fall. I think people forget that. Even though there have been a lot of delays, there's still huge games to play this fall, and maybe we'll actually have time to play them because there won't be, this massive pileup of games. We've still got Halo 3 ODST. We've got Modern Warfare 2. We've got Left 4 Dead 2. That should handle all of the first-person shooter fans. We've still got Dragon Age Origins coming. We still have Assassin's Creed 2, Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
You figure Peggle has to be coming to the PSN eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
So it's got to be
that'll be delayed too, I'm sure.
I guess maybe the big deal now with some of these games coming out, it's not just a Call of Duty game, but it's the fact that we're going to see, and sorry, Greg, I'm talking about Xbox Live charts, but you look at you look at the most played games on Xbox Live, and it's almost a lock that we're going to see the top 5 games be Halo and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And so that means that that's all anybody's going to do, and they're not going to play other games. And maybe that's what people are scared of because they have such big multiplayer components that they don't have time for Bayonetta. Sorry.
Well, I mean, what do you think the crossover is, though? I mean, you figure Call of Duty and Halo appeal to a certain type of gamer sometimes that wouldn't ever care about Bayonetta. I mean, do you think that it's still justified? I mean, granted, people like us who would play Bayonetta over, something else or want to try something new, we'd still play Halo and Call of Duty.
Right. Well, I think that's a danger. Maybe some gamer who just wants to play some of these action games, they're not going to get them. So they're going to instead buy Halo and then only focus on that. I think they're risking losing some audience. That's all just conjecture. I don't know if that's true at all. But it is always a shame when you see like an entire genre get pushed out of the way for first-person shooters and third-person shooters.
I'm going to go out there and say that these game delays might be a good thing. I think the way the holiday lineup is right now, I think it looks pretty solid. We've got key titles, but not too many. You know, I feel like I'll actually have time to play everything that's there.
Yeah, it's the worst when you get all the games that come out at once and you don't have time to play them all. I hate that.
Yeah.
I think maybe the only thing missing is a massive RPG. I know Dragon Age is there, but in past years, you know, you have the holiday season, you think of big RPGs coming out as well, and that sucks up all your time, you know? I feel like maybe we'll all be playing a whole lot of first-person shooters, but not a whole lot of anything else.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Dragon Age has sex and violence, Dave.
Oh, never mind. That's cool.
All right, good.
Sold.
All right, thanks for your time today, Greg. Thank you, Dave. This is the IGN Roundtable on game delays. It's always disappointing, but you know, it's not all bad news.